Okay, so I'm going to take a look at inconsistent systems and how to identify them. So let's say that we were asked to solve this system of equations, right? Now, by looking at this, I can tell that we have two equations that represent parallel lines. All right, so they're not the same line; they have different y-intercepts. Now, and we can see that from the graph, right? I have the graph here in another page here, another tab. Now, if you didn't notice this right away and you didn't graph it and you just went ahead to solve it, we want to see what happens here, right? So I know that the system doesn't have a solution. But what happens when I try to apply the methods that I've learned in this section to try to solve the system? What should I look out for? All right, now, we can use the addition method. In this case, we'll use subtract both equation one from the other. And what we'll notice here that the terms of the y's, the terms of the x, they all go to 0. So we get a 0 on the left side of the equal sign. And on the right side, we get minus 6 added to 2. We get negative 4. All right, so here we get clearly a false statement. Right now, when that happens, right, always I can take a step back and be like, well, maybe I made a mistake. You know, it's kind of odd that this happened, so I'll just double check. Right, and I noticed that, no, everything looks good. Right, so my conclusion is that, well, what I have here is an inconsistent system. Right, so what this statement is telling me is that the system is inconsistent. Or in other words, there is no solution to the system. The lines will never intersect. All right, so those two statements are equivalent. Right now, in terms of how to represent that, I can use here to represent the set here, the empty set. Excuse me. The empty set to signify that I have no solution. Okay, so whenever you have a system of equations and you perform, whether it's by substitution or our addition method, and you come across a statement that is clearly false, right? What that is telling you is that you have an inconsistent system, and your system will, the lines will never cross, right? You have the empty set for your solution.